Welcome to the Post-Biota podcast. I think that's what I'm going to call these ones that aren't simulcasts. I've been going through a quandary which I've put out in previous recordings associated with where the other simulation developers are, or at least where the people doing a similar kind of simulation development to be. I'm going to put my email address out once again, barbelay@gmail.com, Bravo, Alpha Romeo, Bravo, Alpha Lima, Echo Tango @gmail.com as a way for people to get in contact, because I'm interested whether there's benefit in adopting Windows, adopting perhaps Linux, Qt, with regards to my simulations, just so the simulation environments are compilable for other simulation-interested folk. Obviously, I'm primarily a Mac user, and that's the way things have been in recent years, but my simulations compile relatively easily on Windows, and I could get them back working on Qt again. I had an interesting experience this morning logging back into Qt.io, which seems to provide a ready-baked community for Qt developers. I developed Qt, I don't know how long ago it was, probably at least a decade ago, and it was relatively easy. It was just an Xcode plugin at the time. I think there's still a version of Qt that does that, so you can continue developing on Mac and maintain the Qt development as well. But I'm really not sure what the community is like, either on Windows or on Qt Linux integration. So I don't really know what direction I'm going to go, which is why I'm recording this podcast currently, to just put out to a group of folks that might be interested in communicating and sharing simulations, which I think is probably where I'm at with this thing now. So the nature of my simulation development is that I use Metal, which is Apple's graphics technology, moved away from OpenGL. I also have my own OpenGL implementation, which enables me just to blit out what looks like roughly OpenGL-related stuff. I've been doing a lot of development in the past couple of weeks with regards to my urban simulation, which was originally called the Mushroom Boy, particularly getting screenshot output, which is very useful, and also reconnecting the very basic code which does blocking line of sight. So if something is blocking line of sight, then identifies what's blocking line of sight, and that's working perfectly. So it's really getting to the stage where I can do more development. The plan is obviously to extend this into what is London 1940, so it'll actually take input of a variety of different and dynamic and interesting maps, as opposed to the self-generated urban simulation environments, which the urban simulation does so beautifully. So part of it is getting JSON output and also accepting JSON input in order to show the environments that these creatures are, moving around. These agents are moving around. And the agent model within the simulation of this particular simulation isn't as detailed as my simulated ape, so it might be an opportunity to put simulated apes back into the urban simulation environment and make the urban simulation environment more like London in 1940. So this illustrates the nature of my current quandary, that there's a lot of work and only one pair of hands, only one brain, which is tiring ever so slowly. And if there was an existing Windows community, which there appears to be if you look up on YouTube, or at least there appears to be at least in the YouTube community, I was thinking whether it was worth joining Reddit as well and starting a Reddit discussion, because some of these people occasionally were found on Reddit. So really I'm putting this out to the community to say, what direction would you take at this particular point, given the fact that you have existing software, given the fact that you've been developing the existing software since, well, a number of years now, let us just say. And part of it is also the limitation that I can't find other similar developers. I mean, I had historically found folks like Larry Yeager quite worthwhile. And this is another interesting point. If you believe that my simulation should be written in Java in order to access a Java community, I've pondered that periodically and occasionally rewritten stuff in Java. Never found that community, so I'm not really sure what direction to take things currently, aside from the fact that I can kind of take things in the direction of my own practical musing. And my email address, again, if you're interested in communicating, is Bravo Alpha Romeo Bravo Alpha Lima Echo Tango @gmail.com, because I would certainly be interested in other folks that are doing something similar. My sense is, be it what search engines are now, that there just isn't a community anymore, because I haven't been able to find anyone doing like-minded stuff. I did have a few nice discussions with Anton Mikhailov, and shout-outs to Anton if he still listens to this. I did try to find him on Discord recently. Didn't have much success with that, so it just seems to be a whole lot of quietness. Anyway, putting this simulation out, putting this podcast recording out in a Post-Biota format, just to say hello, and please, if you are developing this kind of stuff, get in contact, just so I can get a sense of where and how and what, and whether I should be migrating my stuff to Qt or getting the Windows stuff always working, or, whether there is a Mac community that actually do this development as well. So Tom Barbalet in Las Vegas, Nevada, signing out.